All right. So that was my presentation on the males to females. So now we're going to get into the females to males. And here is an actual transgender. This is a woman who transitioned to a man. And I wanted to show you the female skull because I wanted to show you that this is actually a woman. And if you notice, see how soft and feminine the eyes look? A lot of times when I'm looking at FTMs, I look here first because especially as women, we know we look in the mirror probably 100 million times, right? Since we're kids. So we're used to looking at soft feminine eyes. So you know what you're looking at when you're looking at a woman. And in fact, we can do this with men because we know men don't have our soft feminine eyes. We know right away when we're looking at a man. They have what's called the male stare. And this male does not have a male stare. It has feminine eyes. There's a reason I'm showing you this. You'll see. Okay, so here is a woman who's transitioned to a man. There's the female skull. It fits because it is a woman. I mean, this is on a transition website where they're transitioning. And once again, you can see the soft, feminine eyes here, right? To enhance your facial features, do not downplay the power of makeup and contouring on your face as a whole, as it will perform the inviolable role in making you as wholesomely masculine as you could possibly crave. Well, this doesn't look very masculine to me. I mean, even the mustache isn't a real mustache. Anyway. Okay, so now we're going to get into the facial surgeries and other body type surgeries they do to turn the woman into a man. So this is jaw and cheek augmentation. Yes, they actually do augment their jaws and cheeks to make them look like a male skull. And here we have examples of that. So you can see they can even augment the forehead to make it look more masculine. An implant, even the chin, add a little bit of more of a chin down here to make it look more masculine. You know, and again, just like with the MTFs, regardless of what surgeries they do, there are still other gender markers that indicate their real sex. Yeah, they even have brow bone implants to make them look like men. These surgeries are for trannies, pure and simple. Who in their right mind as a male would want to get a brow bone implant if you're actually a male to make your brow more defined? I don't think so. These are for women. It's called facial masculization surgery, just like they have for MTFs when they want to feminize their face. So yes, you can get a brow implant as a woman to make yourself look like a man. And this is called female to male breast surgery. And as a result, you get what's called dog ears. There's a reason I'm showing you this. You're going to see why. So this is dog ears from here to here. When they cut the breast, take out the tissue, basically do a mastectomy on a woman. We're talking about FTMs, females to males. You end up with dog ears. This is not a natural looking breast on a male. That's not what they look like. Okay? So you're going to see in a little bit. I'll show you. Like right here. Okay? This is a woman. I mean, you can see right here. These are female clavicles, right? They don't go straight across. And it's really sad. You know, she cut off her breasts, and then you're left with these dog ears, which are not the natural look of an actual male breast. Okay? And we've got another FTM. Yeah. An FTM. And they say, well, It's harder to tell the FTMs from the MTFs. And yeah, in the beginning it is. But once you know what to look for with the gender markers for an FTM, it's really not. So we've got the round skull. This actually looks like it's probably a chin implant. And maybe even a jaw implant to make these jaws look wider. But the face, you're going to see the female scully it fits. These facial features are close together. This forehead, you can tell, is vertical. But here you've got the female clavicle, see? This is a female. This is how I know right away. I look right here. Female. And we've got I'm going to talk more about this, but these are deltoid muscles to make you can actually get implants. Yeah, deltoid implants to make yourself look like a man. It gives the illusion that their shoulders are bigger than they are, but this is probably an implant. I don't know any women who actually can get big, huge muscles like this. If they are, they're not actually women. And then this is the sad part. You can see here, this is not a male chest. You can see the dog ears here. See how this indents in here? Because they cut off her breasts. And you can see how tiny this rib cage is here. It's so sad to me. And then, of course, I put the female scully on. The male scully does not fit, but the female scully fits. It's a woman. Okay. And I think this is interesting. This is really helpful too. An actual male face. See how it takes up, the facial features take up the entire face. Okay, and you've got this more blocky skull with the big, wide, angular jaw. And here's the imitation male. Does the imitation male look familiar to you? It should, because this is the male we are constantly presented on TV, on the movie screen, in magazines. Everywhere you look, we see the imitation male with the facial features so close together. Okay, so get used to looking at that, because that'll help you to tell whether someone's an FTM or not. Okay, so we also have body masculization surgery for females to make them look like men. This is what can be achieved. This is a female to male transformer before and after her body masculization surgery. Have a look at the V-shaped clavicles. Well, yeah, I see them here, but they're still here. Okay, can't fool me. The belly button was lifted. Yeah, so they can actually lift the belly button to make it look like a male's. And they can add an Adonis belt. So this is a male trait, having what's called an Adonis belt, and they can add it. And muscles were built out of body fat. So you can actually build muscles out of body fat. You can actually get implants as well. And then taking testosterone from, whether it's in utero or in childhood or at some point, nobody knows for sure. But whenever they start giving them these hormones, I'm not talking about the general public, I'm talking about the hidden trannies, the elite trannies, etc. You can achieve somewhat of this. Testosterone causes, male looking traits. Okay. This is not real. Yeah. So this is the fake female, ladies and gentlemen. You can totally see it. I don't care how much you're trying to look like a male, actual male, you can't achieve it. You've got a short torso. Your shoulders are as wide as your hips. You have a V clavicle, and you've got an oval face with a vertical forehead, facial features close together. And you can say, oh, well, it's just a tiny little man. Well, they're all tiny little men, quote unquote, because they're actually women. All right. So here we have Michael Douglas, again, with the two first names. He, quote unquote, he is in the club, meaning this is a tranny. Okay? You can even see it here. See the vertical forehead. This entire face is smashed together. And they're trying to show you this is a woman who's had top surgery to remove her breasts. And you can kind of, when they don't edit these pictures, you can actually see the scar, like right here. And I can't show here because it's giving me this bar here. But even on the other side, you can see the scar. Kind of right there. You can see the scar from the surgeries they do. Another one is Richard Gere. Here's an anonymous FTM, top surgery victim, and here's Richard Gere. So you can see the scar there. And these look like dog ears that you get. And then here's the female clavicle. See it? If she could grow her hair and like put on a dress, this is your grandma. An old grandma. Okay. I'll go through these quickly. So the breasts are starting to come back on this one. And I mean, this is fake. This looks like they added this on later. But yeah. Female. Charlie Sheen. Oh yeah. So you can see the scar from the surgery, and here's the scar. You can even see it here. This is a female. Alex Rodriguez. Oh yeah, big time scars here. Right? And this is not the shape of an actual male chest. But it's not shaped like this. Look how short the torso is. Look at the small little neck. Okay. Matthew Perry. I mean, that's just embarrassing. Her breasts are growing back. I mean, another thing about FTMs, they have no jaw unless they have a jaw implant. See? They're called the no-necks. We call the no-necks males. Well, no, they're actually females. Don't have jawline or barely any jawline because it's a female. It's not a male. Okay. Right in your face. Subcutaneous mastectomy scarring right here. Oh yeah, look at this right here. And this is not a male chest. These are like dog ears, see? Dog ears. And, oh my gosh, this is so obvious. Look at this. And see these rounded shoulders? These are little rounded shoulders. See the V clavicle right here? Little rounded shoulders, tiny torso, akimbo arms to hit that waistline right there. Looks like the belly button was lifted up. Here's the waist, see it? And those shoulders hit that waist. I don't care how much they try to look like a man, they are not. And you can see this is not a male chest. This is dog ears from surgery. Mastectomy scarring. Okay. And here we have, I don't remember who this guy is. I have him on another picture. Transgender FTM biological females have short arms. They have a work to do on the deltoid muscles. Okay, so they work on their deltoid muscles to create the deception, as I explained before. And also they can do implants. Or also they have padding they wear. Here you see developed deltoid muscles, not shoulders, on 2 women under testosterone. You also see the female gait. Okay? So they get developed, but again, it's an illusion because trannies, inverts are all about giving you this illusion. And the illusion is that this is a male because he's got big shoulders. No, that's not true. This is a female. Number 1, look at the gait. 1 foot is in front of the other. That's a female pelvis. Here you see the female hips with the female pelvis. Okay? And you've got the akimbo, short little akimbo arms, not straight and long like a male. And you've got this chest here that looks like it was augmented by breast reduction. You can't really see, but this is a V clavicle here. You always get these muscles in the back here. You get these on the FTMs. They develop these to make them look like men. And the shoulder, And if you drew a line right here, it hits the hip. The shoulder on a female starts here. You can go back and look at the pictures I showed you earlier. The shoulder does not start here. That's the illusion. It's the deltoid muscle coming out, developing it. Starts right here. Draw a line straight down, hits the hip. Okay? Woman, all day long. Okay, so here he is. His name's Daniel Craig. Oh, look at that, guys. Once again, 2 first names. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Daniel Craig, round shoulders that do not protrude but are tight and close tucked into the torso. That's just like this, a female. Sloped shoulders, short arms, and small close-set eyes with no brow ridge. Exactly. There's that good old V clavicle. The big spotter right there, the V clavicle. And the sloped shoulders, like a female. Short torso. Female scully fits. Look at this. Look at this female curve. Doesn't have a flat back. How real girls' arms hang. So you can see them here. Her arm hangs just like it. Okay? The female shoulders slopes softly down and on the arm, which begins partially inside the upper body versus a male's arms. On the male, his shoulder jets straight out, right? Look at this. Straight out. The arm begins under it, but away from the body. So study this. This is going to help you with the FTMs. Okay? That's a real male. Juts out and down, way away from the body. The female, it slopes softly down the arm and partially inside the upper body. Okay. Reason I'm showing you that is we're going to get to the celebrities in a minute. Here's an open MTF, right? Here's the male shoulder. You can see how it juts out, comes straight down. Okay. This is an open FTM. This is a woman. See the soft eyes? That shoulder is just like the woman's shoulder here. Okay. There's a reason I'm showing you guys this over and over. So you can get good at looking at what's a real man and what isn't. This is an actual FTM that came out. I found its picture online on a website for transitioning. So you can see these clavicles do not go straight across. These are V's. Okay? They do not go straight across. They're actually bent in a V here. Okay, that's a female. And we already know it's a female because I told you guys it's an FTM. That's an open FTM. So you see the small neck that's even with the head. We've got the oval face, facial features close together on the face. No trachea, no Adam's apple. Got the scarring from the surgery. You can kind of see here. We've got those akimbo, short little akimbo arms that come out from the body here like this, like a female's shoulder and arm. Got that small short torso. And we still have hips here. We can kind of see them. Okay. And the shoulder is in line with those hips. Okay. That's a female. Open female. Here's another open female. I found it on another FTM site that was showing the transitioning process. See the soft eyes here? Those are soft feminine eyes. And no matter how much they try to either grow a beard through testosterone or have one placed on through implants, they can never grow a real man's beard or mustache or goatee. And we've got that oval face. We've got the V clavicles here. We've got those shoulders coming right out of the inside of the arm, coming down partly inside the body here. We got the akimbo arms. And we even got the waist. See the waist and the hips? And the shoulders are even with the hips there. and a short little torso and scarring from surgery. Okay. Now, I purposely put this picture in to show you what an actual man looks like. Okay. Do you see the difference? Okay. This was off of a plastic surgery to make this men look, have the abs, etc. There's a little bump there because they have this bump that is part of the male clavicle. A lot of MTFs still have it unless they shave it. And see how those shoulders stick straight out and go straight down away from the body. See that? That's what I was basically showing you. And here's the male chest. That's what it looks like. All right. Just so you get an idea of what an actual male looks like and the fake males. This is Michael Craig. I found a picture of him when he was young. A lot of times with TMs or even MTFs, if you can find a picture of them when they're young, you can really see the gender markers. It's easier to tell because they haven't had all the plastic surgery yet. And I put the female skull on and it fits perfect on Michael Craig. The male skull is way too big. See that? And you can see the difference. See the surgery? So this is Michael Craig now, and this was him years ago. So he's definitely had the surgery to masculinize his face. The chin implant, the jaw implant. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. If you know what to look for, you can see it. Okay, so here's Matthew McConaughey, and this is a woman. If you look here, look at her footfall. It's a woman's footfall. One foot in front of the other, as opposed to its wife, who has the male footfall. Here, right? Side by side like a soldier, feet wide apart. She has the female footfall. One foot in front of the other. Look at her, quote unquote, bulky protruding shoulders. Yeah, exactly. Just like a woman. See, there's the woman's right there. Woman's shoulders, woman's arms. We've got the short torso for a woman. You can see here, there's the waist. See how it comes out? The hips right here has hips. And you can draw a line here, and that shoulder hits those hips, just like on a woman. We got the female spinal curvature here. I think that's funny. And Matthew fails the stair test. As I showed an actual female going down the stairs, he quote unquote, he goes down the stairs like an actual female because he is. He has a female pelvis. The knees bow out. She's going down the stairs. And there's that female curvature, female back, there, and there. Okay? That's a woman, ladies and gentlemen. And again, as I told you, when you look at their pictures from when they're young, it's a lot easier to tell they're a woman. This male, whatever gender they really are, this male skull does not fit. You can see the eyes are too close together to fit this bigger male skull. Same with the nose and the jawline. It's too big. But the female skull fits. Female skull absolutely fits right here. Okay. And here's the next one. Johnny Depp. So you can see here, can you kind of see the woman here? This is when, quote unquote, he was really young. See these soft feminine eyes, even though it is trying to look like it has a male gaze. It doesn't, no matter how much they try. It's still these are very feminine eyes. This is actually a very pretty woman. this is before the jaw implants and the chin implants, which you're going to see. See the small little neck and the oval face. You can kind of see here the oval face, small facial features very close together, smashed together, and the fake trachea. Looks like I already had surgery on that because you can't really see it here. And I placed the female skull on Johnny Depp, and the female skull fits because that is a woman. And here we have him, or her, I should say. What's with the wraps? Yeah. So we have that short torso. Short little female torso. There's the V clavicles right there. You can see them clearly. Those are female clavicles. You see this female feminine face, even with the fake mustache and the fake little goatee beard here. Female skull fits. And they're trying to show that since then, it has had surgery to give it the male look. If you see later pictures, you'll see that. And also a chin implant. And we've got those short akimbo arms, and those shoulders hit those hips right there. Okay? And there you can even see the hips and the indentation of the waist. And there's the female gait. 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. That's a woman. You guys know who this is? Tom Cruise, before his, or her, I should say, facial masculization surgery. Tiny little chin here. Since then, it's had a chin implant and a jaw implant. So that's why I go to the pictures of when they're younger. But especially with the longer hair, you can definitely see the girl, even though it's trying to give you this male stare like they try to do. It can't fake it. It's still a feminine stare because it's still a girl. This is a girl. I put the male skull on, and it's way too big for Tom. But I put the female skull on, and lo and behold, it fits. Because Tom is a female. FTM. So here's Tom and Katie. Katie has the masculine face because Katie is a man. The male scully fits, and the female scully fits perfectly on Tom. And you can see Katie's male clavicles here, the brow ridge, straight flat back, and that brow ridge, and the Adonis belt. That is not fake because that's a man. Shoulders wider than the hips, the male walk, male walk, male walk. And then we have Tom. There's 1 foot clearly in front of the other there. And there. And even there. 1 foot clearly in front of the other. And there is the index finger, which is actually a little bit longer than the ring finger, an indication of a female. Same here. Here's that V clavicle. It is not straight across. That is not straight. That's a diagonal. That's a V. And even here you can kind of see it. I mean, this is a woman. Look at this. Look at these short akimbo arms. Even here, you see this female waist here. Even though they try to hide it, you can still see it. Here's the short torso. The akimbo arms hit the waist. And the shoulders are in line with those hips. This is a female. Female all day long. And you can see more pictures here when it's young, that it's before the plastic surgery on the jaw and the chin. This is a female. This is a girl with bushy eyebrows and short hair. Same here. If you get rid of the bushy eyebrows and grow the hair out, you got a female. And then here's the plastic surgery to make the jaw bigger and the chin implant. But you can kind of still see the woman here, like especially in here. That's a feminine stare. Vertical, flat forehead. Okay, and then we've got royalty, Queen Charles. Yes. I showed you its mother. If its quote unquote mother is a man, then automatically its offspring are the opposite gender. And so we have, you can see that female curvature of the spine there. And even here, female curvature of the spine. And here, even on this other person. You can't really see, but this is a V clavicle right here. You can kind of see it. And this is a short torso. Very short torso. And here is father and daughter. So here's the father with the male skull, and here's the daughter. Look at that female skull. It fits perfectly on Queen Charles. Look how close these eyes and the nose and the mouth are together. Because it's a female. Our facial features are close together. And there's no jawline, like this angular jawline here on the father. Okay? We've been deceived once again. Presidents, weirdness of the presidential kind. Okay, so here's Nixon. Neck gate. Yeah, the no necks, right? The no neck FTMs. And look at these wide hips. And the shoulders are level with the hips. We've got the akimbo short little arms here. We've got the short torso with the fake male hair. And we've got mammaries. JFK's got mammaries. Look at this female curve here. We've got a short torso showing the curve of the hips protruding out here and the female waistline and the short akimbo arms. One foot is in front of the other as it's walking. Here's the V clavicle right there. You can see it. And here, why would they edit out the clavicle on Ronald Reagan? Yeah. Well, you can kind of see it here still. See it? They edited it out. Well, we know why. Because they don't want you guys to know the truth. They don't want us to know the truth. That all of our presidents are inverts. And their quote-unquote wives are inverts. Yes. Every single one of them going back to George. Or should I call George Georgie? So here's Ronnie with the short torso. Big square frame here. Shoulders even with the hips. Same with Ford. Shoulders even with the hips. Short torso. And here's a man. This is obvious. Look at this straight back here. No hips. I mean, this is so obviously a man with a huge mouth and dental arch and basically no breasts sitting on the FTM. MTF sitting on the FTM. What is that? I'm not even going to look. I can't really see anything, honestly. And here's Truman. Truman, get it? They make up these names, too. I don't even believe these names are real because it's all a con. That's a female sway back there. And there's the female gait. One foot in front of the other. Short torso, shoulders in line with those hips. I mean, you cannot fool us in a fake package. Some of them don't even bother to fake their package. You are not fooling us, people. Not anymore. And we've got Billy Clinton. Here's the female Q angle, 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other, and there's that Q angle. See, from the hip to the knee? 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. And of course, they always have to dress as their true gender to try to throw us off, thinking, oh, it's a joke. They're dressing, these quote unquote men are dressing as women. The celebrities do it too. The comedians do it too. These quote unquote men dressing up as women, and it's all a joke. The joke's on us. Female skull fits perfectly, and look at that. That ring finger is even with the index finger. This is a female, ladies and gentlemen. Appears to carry more weight on the lower half of the body. Oh yeah, look at these hips. Grandma's showing. Right? So we've got the shoulders in line with these hips. Here's grandma. Even the legs. These are women's legs. And there's the flat back of Hillary. Short neck, oval head. Yep. No brow ridge, round jaw, round hips, arms bow out at elbows. Okay. Female all day long. Short torso. Female all day long. Okay, I thought this was interesting. So it's so obvious. It's not even funny. So Ivanka and Jared. Okay. This is what we see all day long in the media, on TV, in the movies, online, in magazines. I mean, on and on and on and on. This is what we see. This is supposed to be the woman, and this is supposed to be the man. Remember what I showed you earlier, that meme of the imitation man and the real man? This is the imitation man. Facial features close together. This skull fits this thing. It's a round oval skull. It's a woman. The neck is not huge. It's level with the jawline. It's a woman. As opposed to this thing. I mean, you can look right here. This is a man's jawline, a man's chin. Blocky skull. I don't care how much of a nose jobs it's had or facial job it's had to hide the fact that it's a man. This male skull fits this thing. It's a blocky skull with a sloping forehead, huge facial features, eyes far apart. I mean, if you could just take couples that are celebrities, etc., politicians, etc., and put them next to each other, you're going to see this every time. Even if they have the fake facial hair, it can't hide the shape of the skull. Again, forensic anthropologists and coroners use the skull and the pelvis to identify whether it's male or female, the remains. So I thought I'd do it for you. Celebrity women who are taller than their husbands. Okay. It's like almost every one of them. And it's not a trend. They're laughing in your faces. They're telling you what they are. They're telling you they're reversed. Because in God's world, humans, the male is taller than the female. And in the inverted satanic Luciferian world, the female's taller than the male. Why is that? Because the female's really a male and the male is really a female. And celebrity after politician after royalty, CEO, etc., 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 they're all the same. Don't be deceived. There's some more. I mean, it just goes on and on. The quote-unquote females taller than their male partners. But we know the truth. Okay, wanted to show you guys this one again. Remember this. The actual male face and the imitation male. You starting to see it now when I'm showing you the imitation male? The smashed in face. See it over and over again. I wanted to throw this thing in there because they're actors. This is Nicholas Kidman. I'm showing you that this thing is trying to imitate an actual female by doing one foot in front of the other. But even their acting ability is lacking because they cannot fake the female gait. This isn't how an actual female walks. It's overdoing it. And it's so obvious. It's overdoing and over-exaggerating the female gait. It's comical because it can't walk like a woman because it's not a woman. It's ridiculous. I thought I'd throw that in there. Can't even fake it, even though they try. And oh, look, at the top of Apple, CEO Tim Cook. Oh, and there's the transgender peace sign. That's what they're telling you it is, but it's actually the sign of androgyny. An androgynous being, not female, not male, not quite either. We've got that female skull, round skull, flat forehead, facial features close together, small dental arch, small teeth, and showing here that the ring finger is just as long. It's the same length as the index finger indicating female. Small, oh look, and there's the walk. 1 foot in front of the other. Small female features, round jaw, wider than neck, eyes closed set, flat up forehead, sloped shoulders, short arms, female finger ratio, walks with female Q angle. It's a female all day long. And voila, female skull fits. The male skull does not. Oh, and look, we have Joel Osteen. And actually, it's Olstein. Olsteen. Those of you that are familiar with the Mandela effect, this is a Mandela effect. And I've already explained in my previous videos what I believe the Mandela effect really is. It's nothing more than sorcery. So they've convinced a lot of people, but not us, that can see through the lies and the deception, that have the eyes to see, that Joel's name is actually, its last name is actually Olstein. Olsteen. But now they're saying it was always Osteen. Osteen. So deception upon deception upon deception. That's what the enemy's known for. And so that's just one of the many deceptions. And here's the big one. These fake Christians, these fake impersonators that are not even Christian, not even pastors, they are Satanists or Luciferians. And they are the opposite gender. They are hidden inverts. So let's look. Who has the square jaw? Who has the thick neck? Who walks with the female Q angle? Look at this huge male blocky skull compared to this female skull that's round, facial features close together, flat forehead, female to male head shape. No large trachea, just a lonely Adam's apple. Yes, because as an FTM, you can get Adam's apple implants, but they look ridiculous because they're so tiny, and your neck is so tiny, and your trachea is so tiny. You can't even pull it off. I mean, they try to pull it off, but you can't. You can tell. So there's the male, there's the female. They're reversed. Oh, and look. Side-by-side steps, and 1 foot in front of the other steps. Here's the female, here's the male. Who has the deep-set eyes? Exactly. Man, it's even a male stare. And these are not deep-set eyes. There's not even a brow ridge here. It's a female. Look at this abomination. The ring finger is longer than the index finger. Oh, and look. This shouldn't be a surprise by now, right? We know who their allegiance is to. Satan. And, more Masonic hand signs. Masonic hand signs. And we've got, oh yeah, look at this short little torso, akimbo arms. There's the female curve. And the hips. There's the waist, right? Where the elbow comes and hits. Indents, and there's that waist and the short little akimbo arms. Okay? So, yes, it's not just celebrities, royalty, and politicians. It's your pastors, your Joseph Prince pastors. Ever wonder why he looks so feminine? It's because it's a woman. The female skull fits. So not only are they wolves in sheep's clothing, which many people are aware of at this point, especially people like this, and Olstein and others with their big mega churches, they are also, every single one of them, all of them, are hidden inverts. Okay, I could show you a whole list of them, but I'm not going to. You can look for yourself. And here's, should I say, Josephina Prince's family. Which faces are giving off the softer, more gentle vibes? Yeah, that's a woman. You can even see it. It's a woman with short hair. All these are reversed. It's generational. And here's the male skull. Excuse me, over here. Male skull fits. The female skull does not. Look at this. Doesn't even fit. The male skull fits. Pretty face. Yeah, they always have pretty faces. And why is that? Now we know. Because they're actual females. Does this throughout his videos? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, all the videos, you're going to see this. Slow down most of the videos on YouTube, whether or any platform, whether or not they are Christian or not. Most of them, you're going to see these Masonic hand signs. They tell you who they are. But it's, you know, it's deception upon deception upon deception. So now I'm showing you the deeper deception. Okay? It's that they're inverts. They're Luciferians. Generational Luciferians. Billy Graham and the weirdo family. Yeah. We're getting the pastors today. Stop being deceived. Look at these people for who they are. Ask God to open your eyes and ears to see and hear the truth. They are not all deceivers. Every single last one of them. Okay? Look at this. Here's a female skull. And actually, this looks like a jaw implant here. Because this is a female skull. And this is a male skull. Blocky male skull. And here's that Masonic M sign. But I will actually show you what, it's the triad claw. I'll show you what I believe it actually means. Or one of its meanings. And the shoulders are wider than those straight hips that are narrow. That's a male, ladies and gentlemen. There's that one foot in front of the other there. The palm hits the pelvis. Shoulders are in line with the hip. I could draw a line right there. Shoulders in line with the hip. Look at this. Here's the quote-unquote wife. Here is the thick male clavicle. You cannot hide it. It's right there going straight across. This is a male skull. Look at this. Look at this. The male skull fits. It's blocky. It's got its eyes far apart, deep set eyes. You can see the brow ridge here. Huge dental arch, big cheekbones, wide angular jaw and chin. Okay? Look at this huge trachea. This is a man. Look, even here. Look at this. Look at this defined angular jaw and huge trachea. This picture shouldn't need explaining. I mean, look at this, guys. Have you ever seen its family? You're telling me this is a girl? Look at this thing. Look at how long the neck is on this thing. Look at the huge blocky skull on both of them. Look at these long arms. Shoulders wider than the hips. Arms come straight down off of the body, off of the hips. And there's that female skull because it fits. Oh, look, there's the trachea. Look how big and huge this skull is. Look how long this neck is and the trachea. You can't fool. Once you know what the markers are, there's no fooling anymore. You can't fool me. And a lot of us. Because you know what to look for. See, this is why I go to the younger pictures, because you can really see it. This is before the jaw implant. You can see it. This is Billy Graham, the younger version. And you can see the female skull fits perfectly. There's no denying this. You see it for yourself. It's obvious. And shoulder pads. Why did they invent shoulder pads? For trannies, just like they invented corsets for trannies. Not for real human beings, but for trannies. Tranny males, MTFs wear them to show like, oh, well, they have big shoulders. Well, that's not because they're male. It's only because they have shoulder pads. right? So we think, oh, well, that's normal. Females have shoulder pads, so it makes their shoulders look bigger, when in actuality, they're males. They're MTFs. Why do FTMs wear them? Just like Billy, to show you the illusion that they're males when they're not. These are fake. These are shoulder pads to make her shoulders look bigger. All fashion was designed for trannies. And there's the imitation male face. And here's the actual male face. Here's the wife of Billy Graham. I mean, look at this thing. Eyes wide apart. Huge, blocky male skull with the cheekbones. Huge mouth and dental arch. Humongous trachea. Can you see the male with lipstick and long hair? Just take away the hair, take the lipstick off, take the jewelry off, and that's a man. There's not even much body fat on it because, as I stated, as they age, their body fat gets less and less and less because the female hormones no longer work and males age differently than women do. And just to further push the point, there's the male skull. It fits perfectly. And there is that straight clavicle, thick clavicle going straight across. Those shoulders are coming way off from the body, like a man going straight down. Yep. Inverts, Luciferians. So here is Chris Watts. The hidden inverts are not just celebrities, etc. They are also on the news. They're most true crime. They're all inverts. This is what a lot of people have discovered and shared with everyone online. And I looked into it, and it is true. I researched a lot of these true crime, quote unquote, criminals and find they're all inverts. So it's all a lie. It's all a deception. It's all meant to distract us, to keep us from seeing what they really are, which is hidden inverts. So here we have the oval skull, narrow neck, short humerus, wide hips, short bent clavicle, female finger ratio, no brow bossing. Okay, there's the imitation male. If you compare, that's what you see. Squishy face with the long vertical forehead. That's a female neck. That's a female trait there with a short, small neck compared to the skull. Here is, no denying this, it's a V clavicle. Women have V clavicles, men do not. There it is right there. You can see it for yourself. And here, if you draw a line from the actual shoulder, not the deltoid muscle, which they try to make it seem as if that's the shoulder, that is not the shoulder. Okay, it's all an illusion meant to fool you. So if you draw a line to the hips, there's the hips. That is a female. That's a female trait. And here, the pubic bone, about right here, hits that palm. Female trait. And everything else this person typed here is here. Short torso, akimbo short arms, female all day long. There's the curvature. There's the rounded jaw, vertical forehead. You put a male scully, it doesn't fit. The female skull fits. And here they're just showing you that the shoulders are in line with the hips. And you can see the waist here. And you can see the hips here. See how it comes out here? Who has the big square skull and wide neck? Yes, Shannon. I mean, look at this. It's what you see constantly that I showed you. Reversed couples. The quote-unquote woman has the bigger skull. The quote-unquote man has the smaller skull. Trying to show you that this is real life. These are real actual people. And they're not. They're tranny deceivers. So you can see here the double sign he's making. Who does that? I mean, come on. He's telling you who he worships, just like they all do. because they're inverts. They're Luciferians. This looks like the triad claw here. They do that when a lot of times, oh, it's right here where they put their hands on their hips and they do the triad claw to let everybody know they're in the club. And we have a brow ridge here. You can see the brow ridge here. And the long straight arms here, even though it's bent. You can see pictures of it with its arms straight and it's long. The shoulder is wider than the hip. You can see it here. These are fake hips. Yes. So this is definitely a male and this is definitely a female. They are reversed. And we also have the Christian music industry. Yes, they're all inverts as well. Regardless of whether they're Christian or not, they're all inverts. So this is Lauren Daigle, a big Christian artist. And you can see here, the three heads fit perfect on these huge shoulders, letting you know it's in the club, doing the androgynous tranny sign here and here with the one eye wink. The wink pose, that's the one eye pose. Huge trachea, huge blocky skull, eyes way far apart, huge mouth, huge dental arch. The male skull fits. Here's the digit ratio, and here you see the ring finger is definitely longer than the index finger. Ding, 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 it's a male. And again, the male skull, huge trachea, another Masonic pose. There's the M sign or the triad claw. Over and over and over again. We see it. I'll tell you what I believe it is. That's coming up. And here we've got that angular jaw. And you kind of see a little bit what's left of the shave down of the trachea and the Adam's apple. Yeah. These shoulders are way wider than these hips here. These are long, straight arms. That's a long humerus bone here. Okay? Make no mistake. These are hidden Luciferian inverts. Don't be fooled. And just to make sure that you see that this is actually an MTF, a male, look at this straight, huge, thick clavicle. It's right there. And another one of their invert tranny signs is they always wear clothing where they have one shoulder that is covered and one shoulder that's bare. You see it a lot with celebrities, etc. And that's also goes back to the Freemasons. There's pictures showing them with the same thing, with one shoulder covered, the other shoulder bare. It's just more secret society stuff, letting their fellow Masons know they're part of the club. Okay. And I thought this was interesting. I mean, most of you already know that the Statue of Liberty is really Lucifer anyway, especially if you're aware of the little season. But just to solidify that fact that the Statue of Liberty is not a female, but actually a male, the male skull fits perfectly. The female skull does not. And this is the creator of the Statue of Liberty. And, oh, no surprise, it's a Freemason. Designer and sculptor of the Statue of Liberty. There's the Masonic pose. And here, the male skull is way too big, but that female skull, it sure fits. Yes, the creators of the statues are all inverted as well. It's an inverted world, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the bottom up. Okay. So I thought this was interesting. I didn't even know about the Masonic hourglass. I didn't even remember that. I'm going to show you another picture in a minute. But this winged hourglass is Freemasonry. And let's just clarify here, because those of you that are familiar with my channel and watch my other videos, I've already showed how once you're third degree Scottish Rite Freemasonry, you are introduced to Kabbalah and you become a Kabbalist. You study it and you practice it. And I already explained what Kabbalah is. It's sorcery. It goes back to Babylon. Okay, and I'm not going to get too much into it because this video is just exposing these inverts. But my next video, I'm going to get into the origins of it. So the Masonic hourglass. Isn't it ironic that as much as Masons love their hourglasses, none of their quote unquote women seem to have one? Well, yeah, without the fake hips, they don't. They need that padding or those hip implants to actually have the hourglass. That is funny. And here's the Masonic chart, and there's that flying hourglass. I thought that was interesting. It all ties together. Nothing's coincidental. And here's something I thought was interesting. The symbolism of the hourglass is clear. Time is passing rapidly, and every day one comes closer to the hour of their death. A bolder interpretation of the hourglass suggests that since it can be inverted over and over again, it symbolizes the cyclic nature of life and death, heaven and earth. This is their religion. Freemason, Kabbalists, Luciferian, inverts, going back to Babylon. Yes, it's a practice that went all the way back there with the priests and priestesses, the Ishtar cults. And so I thought that was interesting, showing inversion. And there's the hourglass there in a cemetery for a Freemason Kabbalist. And the reason I'm showing this thing is a lot of times they fool you by having female names, but they're supposed to be male, but they're not. See, it's a play on you. They're playing us. That's what they do. They play us. And even this picture, it's so phony and fake. It's like it knows and it's playing us. And the reason I'm showing this picture is because we have been bombarded as females for so long that these quote unquote men are so attractive because of how they look, right? This kind of feminine look with the long hair, with the goatee. At least, some of us, especially, rock stars and musicians, they all have this look. Well, that's because they're actually women. And if you look, these are very soft, feminine eyes. And that's because it's a woman. And here's the 2.5 heads that fit on the female skeleton of this abomination. 3 heads do not fit. That's a male. There's the vertical forehead. There's no eyebrow arches here. 0. These shoulders are in line with these hips. And again, the peach fuzz. I mean, they can't even grow real beards unless they're fake. And of course, the female skull fits perfectly. And again, I wanted to show this actress because of the soft feminine vibe here you get. See these soft feminine eyes? It's because it's a woman. See this oval skull here? You can't really see. It's a vertical forehead. And we've got the imitation male smushy face with the huge vertical forehead and all the facial features close together right here. That's not a man. That's a woman. Same with this one. This actress stood out to me too, because I can tell right away, right here. I don't care about this fake beard and these bushy eyebrows. These are very soft, feminine eyes. And for a lot of actual women, this is what we're told to be attracted to. This feminized looking man here with the fake beard and the fake muscles and the shoulder padding and these feminine eyes. But this is really a woman. I mean, this is so satanic. Look at this. It's Abomination's children. And this is totally satanic when they do this. And here, they're showing you who their God is. Another indication of androgyny, besides the hand signs I showed you, is wearing purple. Purple is a sign of androgyny, and a lot of them wear it as well. It's disgusting. And here we have another female. Do you ever wonder why Brad Pitt looks so feminine, just like all the rest of them? Well, now you know, because they're actually women. And this is actually a very pretty girl before they gave it a chin implant and a jaw implant. And you can see the facial features are close together. This is a small mouth, small dental arch, no brow ridge here, eyes close together, vertical forehead. It's a very pretty girl. It's so sad to me how they do this to their children. But the reason I'm showing you that these last three pictures is to show you that feminine energy, because they're women. So I decided to show this because it's very upsetting to me. And it has been for a long time, especially once I discovered this about all the inverts. And as a young girl growing up, especially in Southern California, where the emphasis is completely on the image and the body, like you would not believe unless you actually live there. It was so much peer pressure as young girls, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and on, to diet and be thin and look like the supermodels, and, being taught to look at movies and Disney and magazines, where we would order clothing, etc., to try to make us look like these supermodels. And a lot of girls starve themselves to death. Anorexia was a big thing in the 80s when I was a teenager, and bulimia was starting to be a big thing in the 80s when I was a teenager. All these eating disorders with young girls. I remember probably 20 years ago reading an article about, 9 and 10-year-olds who starved themselves to death because they wanted to look thin and they wanted to be pretty. All the money spent on plastic surgery to try to make yourself look like these supermodels. And then you find out the truth, that this is an assault on women. And not just women, men too, because they're trained to look at these abominations that are really men, these supermodels, that MTFs that are really men, and trained to say, well, that's what a woman is supposed to look like. And how much this deception has affected so many families and so many couples and so many women and so many young girls. A lot of people who have anorexia and bulimia and all these eating disorders, they have them for life. It's very difficult to treat these types of eating disorders. And it's really sad to me, and all the money that we spend on dieting and being thin, it's all a deception. It's all a lie designed to deceive us and make money off of us and exploit us. Because we don't know the truth and we can't see, but now we can. We can see that these people are all inverts. So here's from the Acute Center for Eating Disorders and Severe Malnutrition's post. This is May 17, 2018, 42% of young women with anorexia nervosa are 12 times more likely to die than other women her age without anorexia. These are staggering statistics. Okay, so here we have 42% of first to third grade girls want to be thinner. Can you believe this? Dying to be thin. I think there's even movies called Dying to be Thin. I mean, it is an epidemic. It affects so many young girls and even boys. And now we know why. It's done purposely and intentionally. %40 of 9-year-old girls dieted. I mean, I don't even remember. I grew up in the 70s. I don't remember talking about dieting at 9 years old, but apparently now it's getting younger and younger. 80% of 13-year-old girls have dieted. I mean, this is so sad because this is when their bodies are developing and they're entering puberty and adolescence. And the last thing they should be doing is dieting because it could be fatal. And it is for a lot of people. And they know this. It's all designed. Inverts serve multi-purposes. Not just to deceive, but to kill people. Eating disorders in children. 80% of children are afraid of becoming fat. I mean, oh my goodness. This is how bad it's gotten because of these trannies. 9% of 9-year-olds have exhibited bulimic behaviors. 119% growth in children under 12 being admitted to the hospital for an eating disorder. 40% of females from 5th to 12th grade wanted to lose weight because of magazine pictures and inaccurate representations of women in them. Because they're not women. They're men. They're laughing in our faces, people, as our children and grandchildren are dying. 13% of children have an eating disorder by the time they hit adulthood. And I haven't even talked to you about the porn industry and the addictions. All the men from young ages, right? The boys, masturbating to Playboy. Those are all men. Those are all men. And so now they have sex addictions as they get older because of these MTFs in these magazines and in porn. It's so disgusting to me. But it's all designed. It's all intentional. They know what they're doing. It is an assault on God's children and the family. Okay, so here, this is really interesting. Okay, so I want to show you this. You all know what this is. Freemasonry. And I never knew this, but this bone, I think it's the femur bone, yeah, in the leg, is not the same one as this. See how this one's different? It's got this little thingy here on the end. That's because one is a male femur and one's a female. Ever noticed that skull, and also the skull. Ever noticed that the skull is two genders? This is the male skull and this is the female skull. Do you think it was an accident that they did this? No, it's not, because they're all inverts. It's all connected. Freemasonry Kabbalists and inverts, the Luciferians, all of them are inverts. So here's the male skull that fits on the one side, and there's the female skull, trying to show you one's male, one's female. Determining sex from the femur. So here's the male femur, and here's the female femur. Okay, one's male over here, and here's the female. Male here, female here. Two genders. That's why they do the peace sign. Two genders. That's not a peace sign. Okay? Everything in the occult has multi-level meanings. And as you get deeper into it, you start to see the real truth. Okay? It's not a peace sign. It's not even a Freemason sign. It's an androgynous sign. Two genders. Just like these two skulls here and these two male and female bones here. Femur bones here. So, yeah, here's the male and female femur. You can kind of see here. There's the male skull here. There's the female skull here. Okay? Yeah, and this is really disgusting. This abomination. Fabricated male entity, Naomi Campbell. Sometimes they don't remove any of the male organs. Okay? They keep everything. They keep their junk. So this man has kept his junk. And you see the straight femur here. And there's a lot of pictures like this that they're not edited. I'm really shocked that they're not edited. And you can really see this, badly edited waistline. Well, this is edited, but unfortunately they forgot to edit this. They didn't edit this. Okay? That's a male, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I mean, it's just disgusting. You can see here, you can really see here. I mean, this is disgusting. Didn't even bother editing it. And a lot of celebrities, it's the same. Now, they have tucking where you can tuck this in. They have special underwear that tucks it all in. Or they just remove everything. I thought this was interesting. You know, when you see these GIFs, when it shows them as the opposite gender, well, they're actually showing you their real gender because this is a boy. And, you know, this is a really good indication. And this is really obvious that this is a boy. You can see it. It's just a boy with long hair. You can really see the boy here. It's not a joke. They're telling you who they really are and saying it's a joke. Oh, how funny these GIFs are all over the internet showing us as our opposite gender when that's so cute. Well, yeah, it's the truth. They're showing you who they are. I thought this was interesting. You know, all these old statues, androgynous. This is a man with breasts and hips. Male skull fits. On a lot of these Greek, Roman statues, the male skull fits on the quote-unquote female. That's not an accident, ladies and gentlemen. It's intentional. Hidden in plain sight. And last but not least, here is the what's called the Murano hand sign, or the M sign, or the W sign, or the triad claw. And as you can see, it dates way back in history. These are all paintings, and they're all showing this triad claw. And I showed you already how they do the hands on the hips and they use it, but this is a different way they use it. Here, like this, when they're posing. Another invert. Here's another invert, posing with the triad claw like this. And what I already showed you, here's another MTF, posing. A lot of times the MTFs pose this way with it on their hips, but it's obvious it's the triad claw. And another hand sign here, doing the old one eye, covering the eye, the other eye. And, you know, you can research into this. It dates back to lots of secret societies in the past, including the Freemasons. But again, as I said, in the occult world, their signs and symbols, etc., have more than one meaning. And I personally believe that because we know these are all inverts now, the other meaning, or the deeper meaning, is, if you look, you know how I was showing that the quote-unquote peace sign was the androgynous symbol of two genders, male, female? Well, so is this. Male, female. So one of these fingers can be male, one of these fingers can be female, and then they're together. They're joined together into one. Male, female. So male and female are joined together into one to make male, female. Their race. That's what I personally believe. That's what they're showing each other, that they're in the club. The tranny invert Luciferian club. And in my next video, I am going to discuss the origins of this tranny deception in more detail, how far back it goes from what I've researched, and more into why they do it. And show a little bit more about my tranny investigation and what I found in my next video. Okay, take care and God bless.